This is Stephanie Kwame from the CAD Academy, and this is a shortened version of a class we're holding on tricks and tips for the Dream Home contest, the Lead Dream Home contest that the CAD Academy is doing. And I'm going to start by saying that, it doesn't have to be anything spectacular. Your students just have to think of something that they really like and go after it. So I was thinking of what I would like in a dream home, and my thoughts turned to Kauai in the South Shore and Honolulu Bay. It's not very populated there, and the houses are on stilts already, so I could build a little stilt house, and my house then would look over to the ocean. What a beautiful view. And I could put solar panels on my house and an elevator to bring up stuff, and put in a little wind farm so that I can power my elevators and whatever else I need to. So that was my concept or idea, and I was just working on that, and I'm going to use that as an example. So let's go ahead and take a look in ArchiCAD. If you go to Objects in ArchiCAD right now and you arrow down to Find Library Parts and put in something called Wind, for example, and then say Find, you're going to see that there are wind turbines that are already symbols in ArchiCAD, and so that works really well. If you put in solar, you're going to find that there's solar panels, lots of different options for solar panels for doing a green and sustainable project, which is very nice as well. I think I put in was it water, and found some different containers, and this is my little rainwater tank. I found that underwater. So and I found gutters and things for directing the rain. And of course, where I would like this house to be in Hawaii, there's definitely a lot of rain, and so directing the collecting it and making gray water that I can reuse for various purposes is a very good idea. And so the symbols are already in there. If you want more, you can head up to the ArchiCAD website. There's something under ArchiTalk, and there's objects that you can actually download. And there's also a cloud that they use. You can see there's a little note to users there about how they are going to have a BIM components up on a cloud. But these are things that people have loaded. And so if you find something that you like here, then you can just basically hit download, and they are zip files. And so I load them into a separate subdirectory and then unzip them and add them to my library. And we are going to have a little sheet or a quick start on the steps to do that, so that if you want other things in here, you can do that. You can add other libraries into your existing library, or other objects into your existing library. You can also do it with Google objects, and we could go over that as well. But there are, again, wonderful objects that are already existing in ArchiCAD. Now let's say that we wanted to produce our PDF file for our floor plan. I'm going to go over to here, the layout book, and I want you to note that you would work with the master, and we have a wonderful handout on creating a master. But say you didn't feel good about it, didn't want to do it, well, that's okay. Then you would say, well, let's go to this second floor plan here. And there is my second floor plan. And what I'm going to do with this is personalize it a little bit before I make my PDF file. So you can go to, and this is all under one quick start, you can find out this information. I'm going to go Files and Info, and I can fill out project info, like my name, and my project is my dream home. I can see myself right now sitting there just enjoying it, and all the other information there. And when I say OK, it automatically populates this title block. Now if I want to make this into a PDF file, I can go to File and do Save As for this sheet alone, and see where it says, if I arrow down, there's PDF. I'm going to say Dream. I'm going to put it on my desktop so we can check it out, and I'm going to say Save. And apparently I've done this before, but we'll put another one up there. So that's how you can create these PDF files if you want to for setting up, and you can also create a whole drawing set, but that's not necessary as long as you give us some like a site plan, floor plan, just some very basic things in PDF format. Let's go back to the dream home, and I created some cameras to make my little video that you saw, and here is a view from one of the cameras. And now let's say that I wanted to, although that doesn't really show all the solar panels on the other side of my gutters, etc., but anyway, say I wanted to do a rendering of that, a JPEG rendering. If I go up to Creative Imaging, you can do a photo render projection of it, and that really doesn't allow for making a JPEG of that particular rendering. This might take a minute. This is an older machine of mine and it's really slow. And if you hear any noise in the background, it's one of my dogs making a bed for themselves, scratching in the background. So forgive that for sure. But anyway, here comes this rendering, and I think that the Lightworks that comes with this is absolutely stunning. I think it does a beautiful job on renderings. And so it's a file with information like that we would be looking for you to send up and make into a JPEG for us. Now, one way you can make this into a JPEG, because this is just basically a preview, is you can go, I've got my background too. You can see I've got clouds in the background, so I've got all kinds of things set up for this. And I brighten my pictures, my images too at the very end, and you can see I brightened that. And so there's tips and tricks on rendering also in Quick Starts. We have some videos on that. But if I go to Creative Imaging, and if we go to Photo Render Settings, the background I selected is this picture. And I said I want to use the image and blend it with the model. And if I go change picture, you'll find out that these are just JPEGs. So you could actually put any picture that you took with your video camera or your cell phone in there as well that you like as a background. So it's pretty amazing. And then under brightness, I do brighten the picture a little bit. This has an interesting video card, and you can see I'm getting overlays here. But let's go ahead then to Creative Imaging, and let's do a creative fly-through. And what I can do now is, instead of doing a QuickTime movie, I can say that I want to do a JPEG image. I'm going to put it to a photo render window, and I am just going to do frame 1:1. And then I say I want to save this, and of course I'm going to save it to my desktop and name it Dream. Why not? And say OK, and then it will go out and render a JPEG to my desktop that I can submit for the contest. So basically these are some of the hints that we're going over in our class, and we're also going to do a quick start on these so that you can do a step 1, step 2, step 3, so you can recreate these as well. And while this is rendering out, let's go to the overworked desktop that I have, and if it would, it won't go there because it's got too much stuff going on. Let's close this out. And here's my desktop. And so some things that we have done is we did a Dream PDF, and I believe that's this one. We'll go ahead and click that and check that out. And this is my PDF we're submitting to the, it's not absolutely perfect or anything, but basically that gives you the idea of how you can submit a PDF, or how you can make a PDF file. And my JPEG is up here as well. I think here is my JPEG. Let's right click and check out the properties, and that's it. So then we're going to say, let's take a look at that for submitting. And beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And so that's just all that we are expecting. And hopefully the students can be creative, and there's a lot of supporting docs they can find. They can go through the quick starts on the ArchiCAD side of our portal that could get them up quickly onto drawing with ArchiCAD, because it's not hard to do with that, and come up with their dream home model. There's my elevator, there's my little water tank. On the side I've got the gutters coming down into it too as well. And so my wind farm's over here to it would catch the trade winds there in Kauai. But I guess one thing about Kauai, there's a new show out about some little people. I'm not sure what it is, but in Kauai you have to watch out for the menahunis. And they basically are, they come out at night and they dig ditches. And so every place has its own little unique stuff. Thank you for listening, and please, please join the Dream Home Contest, because you don't know if you will win or not. Well, we have some great prizes being lined up, but one that I'm very, very pleased with is the people that started, one of the two people that started the green and sustainable movement, so started this from the beginning, is giving us, is personally autographing his book for the winners. And we will be able to give a commercial copy of ArchiCAD, and I'm hoping for a laptop as well. So basically some very, very good prizes for the winners. Thank you for listening, and good luck.